Hey guys, just Gundam here, and today I'm showing off my GM collection. Background is Bradburn Base being rebuilt for some final battle shots for Episode 2, Part 3. And it's still a mess. I'm still rebuilding the set after all these years. But lots and lots of GMs. I had the opportunity to trade for some more, and I decided I better see how many I had before I continued hoarding. And decided I had enough. So I'm going to cover the customs first. This is a custom GM cannon prototype. This was made by Dado240Z and masterfully painted, so it's not even my custom. This is the GM 1.5, made out of the Gundam version 1.5. Made it myself. And that was the basis for the D-type, which they never made a figure of, and they should have. Absolutely, I love my D-type. He's my favorite. Which was also able to be a basis for the GM trainer, which I have here. I'm also working on a GM light armor. It's nearly done. I also have a GM cannon that's nearly done. I used to, but I decided to redo it in this kind of setup with the version 1.5s. I also have two converted G3 Gundams into what I like to call the urban type GM. Those are pretty fun. I believe there are 15 ground type GMs. This one's got a damaged shield. This one doesn't have shoulders. Japanese version, 1 through 9 of the US versions. And pretty excited about that. I've got some scraps of GM ground types, so I'm going to make a few battle-scarred versions and see if I can convert some ground type chests with some painting to look close enough for the battle scarring. I've also got 3 GM snipers, and a 4th one on its way. One of these has been modified to be a version 2. I've taken version 2 joints and put them in. Yeah, here he is. This one's got version 2 joints. And been cut. He's got a ball joint in the waist. I have a ground type GM like that, and a ground type Gundam. GM version 2s are my favorite. I have 7. That one has a head. It's just on something else at the moment. The GM version 2 is absolutely awesome. I'm not a big fan of its legs and arm color. I would prefer if they looked like the version 1 MSA in color, but can't compete against its flexibility and ability to be animated. And so I've got 1 through 9 of the American US releases. A few of their legs are being improved by my friend Dark Vortex. He's modifying their feet to have better flexibility with Gundam 1.5 feet and version 2 feet. And you can also mod your GM version 1s to have RX-78 1.5 or Deluxe Pack arms. And that helps improve the figure a lot. So yeah, 9 of those. I've got the Jack and Adam use GMs and 2 Japanese GMs. I've got a slew of battle-scarred GMs. This is all battle-scarred GMs. There's 4 ground-type GMs here that have been battle-scarred or are going to be battle-scarred. They were scraps. And I found out that I could recolor some of the ground-type Gundam parts that were the same and make them green. So like these shoulders, this guy had no shoulders. No shoulders. So I made him shoulders. And they're pretty close in color. Pretty close. But with the battle scarring, you won't even be able to tell. And so perfectly good figures were not destroyed. I had a bunch of scrap RX-78-1 or version 1s, and I had a bunch of GM version 1 scraps, like no heads, and discolored or missing pieces, etc., etc. So I made a ton of battle-scarred GMs with the help of my friend Josh Cerna. And there are 12 here and 3 more on their way being finished up by Dark Vortex. Oh, yeah, another ground type GM. That's my ground type GM version 2, and just mixing up parts. Kind of looks like you can make a desert ground type GM. Mixing it with a desert ground type, I'm not sure what to call it. So that's my GM collection. It's kind of huge, so I stopped getting ground type GMs and I Don't need to make any more battle-scarred GM version 1s, and I think I'm good on battle-scarred GM snipers. I just need to make some battle-scarred GM ground types, and I should be good. Along with various GM variants that I'm still working on. They take forever, because, you know, there's all the details to get right. And there's just a glimpse of my Desert Dom version 2. I'll be showing him off later. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at the collection. If I had to pick a favorite, I would pick the GMD type. Just for the record. GMD type is my favorite. Followed by the GM version 2. See you guys later.